Hello, my name is Mr. Rowe, and I'm the head of Social Sciences here at Spalding Grammar School. Now, Social Sciences consists of sociology and psychology, both of which are taught to A level, and I'm going to be talking you through those two subjects, what they contain, and what they're useful for, and what you could expect if you come here to study them. Psychology, first of all, is a very easy subject to get excited about, because it dives into some of the most fascinating mysteries of who we are, why we do what we do, and possibly what we could do to fix some of our deepest problems. And when I look back at my own life, I've made my share of mistakes, and I often wonder what it was that made me do some of the silly things I've done. And when I look at the news, well, I can see an awful lot of things going on in the world that really shouldn't be happening. And psychology offers explanations for those as well. If you're a student of history or geography, then psychology can look at some of the problems that you've already studied. And even as a student of English literature, psychology can help explain the behaviour of some of the characters in the greatest works that you've read and studied. Sociology is my other subject. And sociology tackles some of the more perplexing problems of how should we organise our social world? What's right and what's wrong? And how can we tell the difference? And what are we supposed to do when we encounter people with very different beliefs and explanations of things? We're living today in a multicultural society where you're going to grow up to meet people of all sorts of backgrounds. And sociology helps explain why we differ and whether we should differ and what we can do about it. Psychology looks at these questions from a scientific angle, and you'll be involved in reading about and then carrying out your own experiments to try and catch some of the unusual aspects of human behaviour while they're happening, record them, and draw conclusions from them. Sociology, on the other hand, is less scientific. It's more of a humanities subject, perhaps more similar to subjects like history and geography and religious studies. And you'll read and watch documentaries and news items about great and important events that are happening, and you'll formulate explanations for why these are going on and draw conclusions about what might happen next. Here at Spalding Grammar School, I'm the head of both of those subjects, so you're very likely to have me as one of your teachers. But we've got a small team of subject specialists who bring an awful lot of excitement and passion and their own particular angle to these things. Psychology is a subject where some of the material we look at is horrific, involving children who've suffered terrible neglect and abuse and atrocities like the Holocaust. But it also involves looking at some of the funnier and more absurd aspects of human behaviour, such as people with powerful memory abilities and some quite exotic behavioural quirks. Sociology, in the same way, lends itself to studying alongside teachers with pretty passionate ideas about how the world ought to be and how it could be different. And we're going to draw out some of your enthusiasm for politics or religion or literature or culture or art, as well as just passing an A-level. As a student in these subjects, you'll be studying from textbooks like the one I've got beside me, rather imaginatively known as the purple textbook in sociology, and the green-haired girl and her sister, the pink-haired girl textbook in psychology. But we also offer you an online system via Teams where you'll be able to access your own digital versions of these books and also podcasts created by members of staff and Cornell-style note-taking templates to help you prepare for lessons and revise after lessons. Where can you go with an A-level in social sciences? Perhaps there was a time when people wouldn't really know, but these days, these are some of the most popular subjects for students to study at A-level. They act as qualifications for most degrees, since they show that you can write extended essays in answer to quite difficult concepts, but also that you have a scientific mentality for analysing data and drawing conclusions, and of course, conducting your own fieldwork. Other than that, social sciences lend themselves to any form of work involving education or journalism or the caring sector, as well as careers that involve you in carrying out research, making presentations, and analysing data, which is increasingly anything involving managerial tasks and the supervision of other people, as well as being responsible for budgets in large companies. This is Psyche, the Psychology Department Phonics Muppet. Psyche has got a few questions that he's going to ask on your behalf, haven't you, Psyche? Let's hear your first question. It is true, Psyche, you're right, there is a bit of mathematics involved in psychology. You do have to do a few graphs, study some statistical tests, and, oh dear. No, you don't have to be too worried about it, Psyche. It's not a maths exam, and we'll help you through all of that sort of thing. Are you a bit kind of nervous about the mathematics side? Well, we do ask you to be reasonably confident with mathematics, but it's not the main part of the course. I wonder if we've got somebody who could speak to us about sociology in the same way. Oh, look. It's Socky, the Sociology Department sock puppet. Socky, what have you got to ask about sociology at Spalding Grammar School? Well, Socky, yes, you do have to write extended essays. I'm afraid it's true. In psychology, the essays are quite small, but sociology essays can be considerably larger. So we do ask you to have some skill and enthusiasm for extended writing. It's a subject you can get quite involved in, and I think you'd want to be able to extend your arguments, draw good conclusions, spend a bit of time on that sort of writing. So, psychology for the shorter essays, but a bit of mathematics and statistics. Sociology for longer essay writing and deeper, more considered thinking. Thank you, fellas. Say goodbye.